Welcome to the judging of the 2021 Coffee Cocktail Challenge. Make sure to stick around to the very end and I'll announce the winner of this year's challenge and the creator of the best coffee cocktail. Thank you for everyone who took part in this year's challenge. We ended up having over 880 entrants, which ended up being a challenge in itself, trying to decide who would make the finals. I've done a video on the full recipes for the top 10, so I'll make sure I'll link to that in the description below if you want to check it out. As you may or may not know, the top 10 consist of 5 judges' picks and 5 publicly voted. The finalists will receive a merch pack and the grand final winner will win an ultimate bartender and barista package and be featured on thirstymag.com. Now, given that we had so many entries, I've had a few extra helping hands to judge this year's Coffee Cocktail Challenge.
Hey friends, it's Stefan, the US brand ambassador for Mr. Black Cold Brew Liqueur.
And I am Tara Fougner, the co-founder of Thirsty Media. We are in sunny San Diego at this stunning bar raised by wolves. What are you doing?
We're judging this year's Global Coffee Cocktail Challenge. I'm excited. I know Tara is.
So excited. Let's do this. Coffee Cocktails with Mr. Black.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi, I'm Martin Hudak and I'm a global brand ambassador for Mr. Black Spirit.
Hi, I'm Matt Whiley from Ree here in Sydney.
Now let's get straight onto the top 10 drinks and hear some feedback from the judges.
Mr. Black, some strawberry balsamic shrub, some berries, blackberries.
I definitely get the fruitiness, which again, I like Mr. Black with elements of fruit components. I get the rum, I get the Mr. Black.
Sure.
The blackberries, I do like the addition of balsamic.
Right.
I think it adds a bit more depth to it.
Correct. And this shrub has apple cider vinegar as the base, and then they add just a touch of balsamic vinegar on top to kind of add that kind of darker note to kind of pair with the blackberries and Mr. Black and what have you.
I would like getting lost in the Mr. Black forest.
What do you think of this one, Matt? Did you like this one?
Yeah, I was a big fan of this. I think the shrub works really good with the coffee, and I'm a big fan of shrubs in drinks, and I think it really takes you back to like nostalgia with Black Forest Gâteau.
Yeah, I agree. Delicious.
The Mr. Fizz.
How could you not be excited at a Fizz cocktail? I'm very excited about this one because I'm a big fan of Fizzes.
Yep.
I'm just gonna go for it.
You should. And while you're doing it, I'm going to make a mention that Matt here, the bar manager at Raised by Wolves, crushed this Ramus style cocktail, this Fizz.
Shout out to Matt and shout out to the Mr. Fizz. I am friends with Mr. Fizz. I think you should become.
Okay. Yeah. Let me
to know Mr. Fizz.
While I'm tasting, what are you tasting?
So I am a big fan of port. I think I get it's refreshing, it's bright.
Right.
And I like when people play around with Mr. Black to brighten it up. Again, I love a Fizz. I get the port in that. The Mr. Black still shines through. This is something that I would want as a brunch cocktail.
This looks fun. It's like a fun drink, and it was like delicious tasting drink. Yeah, it would have been better with a bit more soda, but I liked it still. It's fun and engaging.
So the next cocktail, coffee and cola.
I'm excited for this one because I love a nice stirred booze forward cocktail and I'm a big cognac fan. So let's see what this one is like.
Yeah, cognac brandy with coffee.
It's a winner. It's a winner.
Vibe.
You know, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Certified vibe.
So I really get the pandan there, which I enjoy pandan. It's very pandan forward. It might be a touch too much pandan for me.
But I think that's more on me recreating this syrup than it is.
Great. I love cognac and Mr. Black. I love the way that works together. And again, personally, I'm a fan of a nice stirred cocktail. I really like this one. I'm gonna have another sip.
You should, absolutely. Yeah, it's got a little boozy, little sweet. You definitely get like the vanilla-y flavors from that pandan syrup.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm a big fan of this one. Again, the cognac, the pandan, and Mr. Black shines through, which I get excited about. I think Mr. Black should be the star of the show.
Absolutely, and it's doing it there.
Coffee and cola.
I love it.
So cognac, Mr. Black, and then a
Oh yeah, I really.
Inca Longan and Pandan and Kola nuts.
Yeah, I really like this drink. The pandan length and the coconut flavour is really good.
Yeah, the pandan is great. The aftertaste is so long. It's, as you said, with the proper dilution.
Yeah, the coffee with this is maybe a touch too sweet, but the coffee in the pandan is really good.
Yeah, super heavy on coffee. Like,
So here we have it, Rumble in the Jungle.
Let's go for this one. I'm super excited. I like it. This one definitely I get a bit more Mr. Black.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a little on the bitter side. I think a lot of bitter components that they're working with there, with the grapefruit juice, the espresso. I would have liked maybe a tad more sweetness, but I appreciate the way that Mr. Black, I really get it in this one.
Yeah, it's a coffee-forward coffee cocktail.
I mean, yeah, you know, you got the espresso and the Mr. Black. Well,
Right.
Smart, makes sense.
But with the astringency of pineapple and passion fruit, it does get a little bitter for sure.
Yeah. So again, another really creative cocktail. I like all the components, but for me, just a little bit unbalanced with the bitterness.
There you go. Cheers.
All right.
I'll side with that. Yeah.
Rumble in the jungle.
Second one you had was the Rumble in the Jungle. So that was tequila, Mr. Black, espresso, some grapefruit, agave.
it was fresh pineapple, right, and passion fruit.
Yeah, the
We muddled it.
passion fruit lingering was really good throughout. Delicious drink.
Super tropical, right?
Nice texture, that one.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
mouthfeel from the passion fruit.
So it's a Hudak drink.
One trick pony, bro.
Walking in Memphis.
Well, I was walking in Memphis.
Walking Memphis.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, same. Let's give it a try.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
All right. I got my own straw.
She brings her own straw, folks.
I really like the addition of sherry there. The yuzu brightens it up a bit. It's a cobbler-esque, reminds me a little bit of that kind of style. I would like Mr. Black to shine through a bit more. I'm getting a lot of that sherry and I get the yuzu in there, but for me, super tasty. I could finish the whole cocktail, but I would like to see a bit more of the Mr. Black on the palate there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that all the ingredients play really well together. Fino, Mr. Black, yuzu, wattle seed, right? A very Australian ingredient.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that there's a little finesse that you could absolutely kind of tighten up to really make this drink sing.
Yeah.
Cool, number one, Walking in Memphis. What did you think, Matt?
I really love the balance of this, and I think the addition of the sherry works really good with the coffee.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of that drink.
Yeah, the local sherry, right? It's from
Yeah.
Seppelsfield. Good.
The yuzu is really good.
We are about to try the Mad Master, and this cocktail does sound a little bit mad to me.
Right. I'm getting some Mad Hatter red snapper vibes from this one for sure with the recipe.
Absolutely.
We'll see what you think about flavor.
I do like something creative, and I've been saying I want something creative and
You
people
got
to
it.
push it. Here we are.
Thoughts?
Wow, that is interesting. I'm definitely getting the Scotch in there. That's, to me, the most prominent that I'm getting on the flavors.
Right.
A bit of that tomato juice, which I think is super interesting and
Yep.
unexpected. Kudos for creativity on that one.
Yep, that's creative.
Mr. Black, again, is lost for me. I'm not getting any of it.
It's so surprising, but it's good. The tomato is big. It taught me a new combination of flavour, and the tomato works really good with the smoked whiskey. I think I would prefer more coffee, but I think the flavour combination, and it was really surprising, and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, interesting. Never thought about this.
It's still good now.
Yeah, it's still amazing.
Yeah, this is good.
the Magic Beans Martini.
Ooh, that's a fun name.
It is a fun name. Let's
And
see
this-
if it's a fun flavor.
Well, let's find out, shall we? This is a vanilla vodka base.
Yeah, vanilla is kind of the star of the flavor components here with both the tonka bean and vanilla. What do you think?
This one, I think this is the first cocktail that we've tried that is very reminiscent and clearly inspired by the classic espresso martini.
Absolutely. I mean, the look is there, the flavor is there. It tastes like an espresso martini.
Yep.
You know, with a little embellishment.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would have liked a hint more of creativity. I do like the addition of the tonka bean, but for me, I would have liked to see it pushed a step further.
Yeah, I think they've kept this pretty classic in terms of like an espresso martini, but with the addition of tonka bean and chocolate. But I think it's like a really easy, replicable drink at home. I really like it.
Yeah, approachable for the masses.
Yeah. We have the night and day.
We do have the night and day, and this one has a lot of different flavors going on. A
Sure
lot
does.
is in this tiny little glass. I think we just taste it.
Yeah, I think that's where we go first.
Mm-hmm.
What are we tasting there?
I'm definitely tasting the coconut liqueur.
Okay.
I'm getting a bit of the coconut at the front end. I'm getting a bit of the rum. Not getting so much Mr. Black though.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the Mr. Black in here, and I'm also missing citrus. With that much sweet and without the citrus to balance, I think it tastes a little off.
Yeah, this was good. It had everything that should work really good with coffee. I would have preferred it if the spice rum and the coffee were alternate, like inverted. But it was a tasty, really tasty drink.
Yeah, sort of like a tiki.
Yeah, tiki style. Peach is good with coffee. Coconut's good with coffee.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have the cherry espresso sour,
This
fluffy
looks
boy.
very fluffy. I am
Yeah.
a fan of the fluff.
Once again, big ups to Matt here at Raised by Wolves for fluffing this
I
up
raise
correctly.
this to you, Matt.
Cheers.
So that's interesting. It's almost like an espresso martini meets a sour.
I'm getting the amaretto. The nuttiness is coming through really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of that cherry as well. I think it's clever, creative. I do like the froth on it. Again, we have another shaken cocktail. But this one I think is tasty. Another dessert-ish cocktail as well.
But it's brighter with the lemon juice. I think it's a little brighter than a dessert cocktail.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do like the sour component. I think this is smart, clever. Again, that idea of mashing up two cocktails and two inspirations. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's almost there. It's one of those cocktails for me, at least personally. It's almost there. It's a little bitter on the back end because you're adding freshly pulled espresso with citrus. Whereas if you're using just Mr. Black, that cold brew process really mixes a lot of that, added acidity out. So it's a little out of balance for me on the back end, but it's really close.
I
I
agree.
love the ideas that are encapsulated within trying to put a sour with the espresso martini. I think that's a cool hybrid.
I really like the addition of the 3 eggs. No, this was again like a sour coffee drink, and the cherry flavour really comes through. It's like nice texture on the mouthfeel. Yeah.
It was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was a good surprise.
Yeah.
Reading it, I was like, this maybe not sure, but drinking it was like, yeah, this is good.
The unknown journey, and it is a journey I am about to go on.
Yeah, take the journey.
All right, so this is a gin cocktail.
Correct. Our first gin cocktail of the day. Thoughts?
Okay, that's interesting. I am getting a bit of that bitterness. That grapefruit is definitely a bit citrus forward, a bit zingy. For me, again, it's another cocktail that misses the mark just a little bit in terms of balance with the yuzu and the grapefruit. I'm not getting as much Mr. Black as I'd like to.
I'm getting a lot of espresso. The
Yes.
rest, The recipe calls for a fair amount of espresso, an ounce and a half. Or 45 mils. That's a fair amount of espresso.
Yeah, I'm getting the bitterness of the espresso, but not enough of that richness and that hints of sweetness that I like from Mr. Black.
Right.
I think it is a bit too bitter for me.
I've had an absolute blast tasting and judging these final cocktails. And like last year, it's coming very, very close, and it's just a matter of a couple of points between the top few. So I'll announce the points received in order of the tasting video that I did. Link in the description below. And remember that the point system was based on 3 scores for taste, creativity, and presentation from 3 judges for a total possible points of 90. So keep in mind that a less than perfect score could have simply meant that although the drink tasted great, it could have potentially lost a few points for creativity or presentation. The winner had the ideal balance of all 3. So the first cocktail, the Mr. Black Forest. Delicious and decadent like its namesake, 75.5. The Mr. Fizz, served in true Ramos style with notes of coffee and raisins, 68.5. Coffee and Kola, warming cognac, coffee and pandan, 75. Rumble in the Jungle, tropical and tangy, a fun way to serve up coffee, 60.5. Walking in Memphis, a delicate balance of coffee, yuzu and uniquely Australian flavours, 66. Mad Master, dominant flavours of Isla smoky whiskey and funky Jamaican rum, 60. Magic Beans Martini, a fun chocolatey riff on the espresso martini, 56.5. Night and Day, a sweet sipper with an intriguing combination of flavours, 53. Cherry and Espresso Sour, a bright variation on a sour with rich marzipan and coffee notes, 63.5. Unknown Journey, an intense coffee-forward yet citrusy number, 58.5. So huge congratulations to Julian for his winning cocktail, the Mr. Black Forest. Thanks once again for everyone who took part in this year's Coffee Cocktail Challenge. I hope you enjoyed it. For those of you who need to restock on Mr. Black, I'll leave a link in the description below, along with a coupon code to get a little bit of a discount. Otherwise, I'll see you soon for another cocktail video. Cheers.